7 years for the Denver Nuggets. Congratulations. You are the 2023 NBA champions. And now, the Larry O'Brien Trophy.
That's on big as a mother. I know that's heavy.
After 8 seasons, Nikola Jokic finally made the dreams of Denver fans a reality. The Nuggets won Game 5 of the NBA Finals in front of their home crowd on Monday night, securing a 4-1 series win against Miami Heat to lift the Larry O'Brien Trophy for the first time in the franchise's history. Here are the highlights of Game 5.
Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat heading into Denver with their backs against the wall. Nikola Jokic and the Nuggets can close out the NBA Finals with a win on their home court. They're up 3-1 in the series, and Jamal Murray just bursting out of the gates with the dunk there. Then it's Jeff Green getting a stuff with the cut from backdoor off the dish from Michael Porter Jr., and Denver's already up 12-5. Kyle Lowry to Bam out of bounds. You knew the Heat wouldn't back down. Little pick and pop jumper. Then Bam works inside for the layup, plus the foul. He'd make the free throw, and Miami goes up 19-18. Caleb Martin going to work now, driving in for the layup, and the lead is up to 7 for Miami. Then it's Duncan Robinson missing a three-point attempt, but Bam gets the rebound and finds Robinson cutting to the basket for the layup. And Miami's up by 10 on the road. Bruce Brown knocks the ball loose from Robinson, then Kentavious Caldwell-Pope up ahead to Bruce Brown for the jam. Then Jamal Murray to Nikola Jokic for the quick little turn runner. That goes down, and it's 42-37 at that point. Jimmy Butler gets the steal and the easy fast break jam on the other end. Then Bam attacks Nikola Jokic, drives in for the layup, and Miami up by 7 at the half. Third quarter now. It's Nikola Jokic working the post, hitting the quick little turnaround. A lot of patience in the post from Jokic there. Then Michael Porter Jr. to Jamal Murray for the corner three-pointer. That one's money. Then Porter Jr., a pull-up three of his own, and now Denver's in front, 69-66. Caleb Martin on the other end misses a three-pointer. The ball gets tipped out to Kyle Lowry, and boy, this is a deep three that somehow goes down. Then Aaron Gordon on the other end as Miami went up by 1 after the Lowry three. Well, yep, Jamal Murray. He finds Jamal Murray, and Jamal Murray finds a three. Then Nikola Jokic, turnaround jumper, money. Then Kentavious Caldwell-Pope to Jokic, and Jokic is just chugging along at this point as Denver goes up by 7. But Jimmy Butler, a lot of fight left in him. The pull-up three goes down with less than 4 minutes to go. It's a 4-point lead. Kyle Lowry and Jimmy Butler for the three-point attempt, but he makes contact with Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon is called for the foul here. Denver challenged the call. After review, the call is upheld, and Butler made 3 free throws, so it's a tight game. Jimmy Butler drives and hits the quick jumper in the paint. Miami goes up by 1 late. Could they steal this game? When Nikola Jokic, other ideas, drives in for the layup. Then Jamal Murray misses a jumper. Bruce Brown there for the big putback, just sort of darting in and getting the bucket. And Denver's up by 1. 23 seconds left. Denver up by 3 now. Duncan Robinson to Jimmy Butler, and Jimmy Butler trying to play the hero again. This time it doesn't work out. Bruce Brown rebounds and is fouled by Max Strus. He would make both free throws, pushing the lead to 5. Last chance for Miami, 14.3 seconds left, and they inbound the ball. Kyle Lowry misses a 3. Kentavious Caldwell-Pope grabs the rebound, dribbles out the clock, and the Denver Nuggets are your 2023 NBA champions. It's the first championship in Denver Nuggets history, and to the surprise of absolutely nobody, Nikola Jokic, who had 28 points and 16 rebounds, is your finals MVP. Your final score, 94.
Along with lifting the NBA championship, Jokic was also presented with the Bill Russell Finals MVP Award.
You know, AG said really one really good thing. We are not winning for ourselves. We are winning for the guy next to us, and that's why this is even more because I was winning for Jamal was winning for AG, and that's how it goes, And this is a great group of people, a great group of teammates. Like I said, from the family Kroenke to the Sparky and Gene, everything this year was amazing.
What are you most proud of about this team?
We believe in each other, the relationship that we had. Yes, trophies and something, but I think we had some relationship that is going to be long, even after we finish careers.
Well, you guessed it right. Alister Albert joins us this afternoon. Good afternoon, Alister. I did ask the question. We'll be talking about a Nuggets win today.
We did, and yeah, they definitely prevailed. I gave Miami a little chance to win a game. They didn't pull it out, but like I said, I would not be surprised if Nuggets pulled it out, and that's exactly what happened.
Right, let's talk about now the bigger picture, the context of this win. The Denver Nuggets have waited 47 years for this title. It's finally here.
Finally here, a franchise drought, well, not even a drought. They just haven't been able to get anything. They haven't been to that promised land before to even know what a drought would have been like to begin with. And, them being able to hoist that trophy at the end after being basically one of the best teams in the NBA for the whole season, probably the best team in the NBA for the whole season. Of course, we had Milwaukee and Boston who had their turns with the number one spot in the league at different points in the season. But Denver was consistent throughout, and especially in the first 3 quarters of the season, they were just playing dominant, consistent, disciplined, championship-style basketball even throughout the regular season. And, it culminated with them, winning here in Game 5 of the NBA Finals with the man who set the tone from day one, Nikola Jokic, of course, winning that MVP trophy, and, of course, Jamal Murray and the cast of other guys, who helped. The others, they call them, but the others, came up really big. Michael Porter Jr., who, of course, had a question mark on his performances, even being benched in the 4th quarter of Game 5, came up big in this game. Bruce Brown, Jamal Murray, of course, it's a drought. It's not a drought. We're going to not say drought. It's a championship, a first-time championship that definitely the Denver, Colorado community will definitely be able to savor and enjoy because they did it in outstanding fashion.
Definitely an outstanding style and a complete team effort. Now, upon winning the championship, Coach Michael Malone said, "We're not only satisfied with one, we're coming for more." One, how much does this win come down to his coaching? And 2, can the Denver Nuggets repeat if they keep their score and, of course, strengthen?
Yeah, they it came down to coaching quite a bit. And, with coaching, anyone who's played organized basketball, whether it be from high school level, college, semi-pro, pro, anyone will tell you it's not just about talent. It's having someone who could be in the locker room as the voice of the team, not just the best player, but a coach who commands a level of respect, can get the guys to do what they need to do, be able to get them to key in and focus on what they need to do, and has the ability to run the X and O's that that will allow the team and the players to kind of be put in the best positions to win. And Mike has been able to do that. He's been able to share some really good perspective. He's been there for quite some time, so kind of seen some of that adversity with this core group and was able to kind of pull them through. In terms of his prediction of being able to repeat, he's probably not too far off. This is a team, who has a 2-time reigning MVP, well, not reigning, but 2-time MVP in Nikola Jokic, and now, of course, reigning Finals MVP. Of course, there was a whole discussion about him winning a 3rd MVP this year, but, he left that for Joel Embiid, and, he's picked up the bigger MVP trophy, the most important MVP trophy this year, and, just casting any doubts about his ability to take his team forward and win a championship. And with him, Jamal Murray, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Porter Jr., the whole starting five is definitely in and, signed till next year. And even during the NBA Finals, there was a trade that was made last week, Friday, I believe, where they made a trade with Oklahoma City Thunder to take their 2nd-round pick this year and their 1st and 2nd-round pick in 2024 to add to this core, a building young core. So this is them trying to maximize their window around Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray, 28 and 26 years old, and they're trying to bring youth. We saw what Christian Brown did in this series a rookie who was able to give a level of energy and, just expertise with what he was able to do in limited minutes. So bringing in youth will definitely allow them to probably repeat in the future, for sure. Repeat next year and contend in the future.
From what we've seen from Nikola Jokic thus far, is he the best big man in the NBA?
Yes, I will say that. I know we had a little bit of a conversation about that when we spoke about where he ranks all time. And just where his place is as a big man, and I think what he's been able to show is, it's a big man in the traditional sense. That's kind of gone. We kind of expected with the evolution of the game that the big men now, what we consider a center, will not be just a post up back to the basket guy, but he's able to do that. Command the rebounds and command the boards like he was able to do throughout this whole season, but also make like a point guard. And why I think I said when we had that conversation a couple of weeks ago, where I'm happy to kind of place him, in the top 2 or 3 all time ever, was not just because he's just a prototypical big, but just his all-around play, his playmaking ability and everything. Of course, you have guys like Embiid. We mentioned that won the MVP trophy. We have Giannis Antetokounmpo, who is this dominant, downhill player and everything. But, these guys lack certain, all-around ability, which Nikola Jokic showed throughout the whole season that he has. So to answer that question directly, I'm happy to say that, yes, he is the best big man in the game because he impacts the game in so many different ways. And, the Finals MVP trophy proves it.
Yeah. Most definitely. And Alister, when I think about the Miami Heat, it's unfortunate that they've reached so far yet again and unable to close it out. Does it come down to the fact that Jimmy Butler needs another star? Because one thing I've learned about the NBA is one man can't do it alone. You always need proper supporting cast, so much so that some teams, they go and bring all the stars and put them together. Of course, that never works either because there's no chemistry. Do you think Jimmy Butler needs assistance?
Definitely do. What he was able to do this year, and just even for the time he's been in Miami, has been remarkable. Hats off to him. How hard he's played, how he's been able to kind of drag this team to the depths of the season, as he has 2 finals appearances in the last 3 to 4 years. That's actually really good. I actually had a little bit of a comparison where I said between him and Jimmy and Bam Adebayo, it's like, it kind of feels like they're the modern day version of Jerry West and Elgin Baylor, guys who continually made the finals but just didn't win. And that's what it kind of feels like with Jimmy Butler. Of course, the comparisons are not exactly accurate, but it's just in terms of being able to get there and everything. Him being able to get some help, I think it will be really useful for them. There's talk about Damian Lillard, who himself said that, he would, if he has to move from Portland, it would be to either play with Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn or to play with Bam, his really close friend in Miami. So look out for a lot of trade chatter about Damian Lillard and other guards. I think I even heard at one point Russell Westbrook would be an interesting person to bring in there, but I don't think that's going to work with being a non-shooter. But yeah, so he definitely needs help. Bam Adebayo did creditably this postseason and, tried his absolute best. He elevated his game. But I think they need another closer and playmaking guard who could help score from the perimeter, alongside Tyler Hero as well, maybe, who might have to be shipped for that player, but, to kind of help Jimmy Butler out for sure.
Right, and what an NBA season it has been. We've had so many conversations, laughing, disappointment, a lot of jokes about what was taking place, a lot of good analysis too. As we look back now, Alister, and I know you prepared your top 5 picks from the East and the West, so I'll allow you now to go through what you thought about this season.
Yeah, definitely. I think for this season, I pulled out 5 players from the East and West that I thought just played outstanding basketball, of course, throughout the postseason. Jalen Brunson, I've called him out, quite a few times where I said, I thought he should have been an all-star and should have been an all-NBA team. If it wasn't for him, more so than Julius Randle, I believe they wouldn't have been in the position that they were. Jimmy Butler, of course, we saw what he was able to do. No debate there at all. Jason Tatum, of course, they fell short. They were the the expectant Eastern Conference Finals person to progress to the finals, and they didn't do that. But he played massive for this team. Giannis Antetokounmpo, this one was a bit of a difficult one for me because he only played 3 games in this NBA playoffs. But the game 4 and 5 which he played against Miami, he was just outstanding. 32 points averaged and 15 rebounds. And if Giannis had played more and hadn't gotten injured, probably would have been a totally different outcome. And of course, Joel Embiid, the MVP of this season, who was a bit of a disappointment, not being able to advance. But this guy is not someone you look at and kind of shake your head at. You expect more from him, but his talent is undeniable. And I suppose from the West, if you want to go there straight away, I had guys who. It was amazing as well. Jamal Murray, he was outstanding in what he was able to do, being able to come around to the finals and help Nikola Jokic as he has. Steph Curry, he was brilliant. He was the one-man band for the Golden State Warriors this year, and if it wasn't for him, they definitely wouldn't have gotten to the point that they were. Kevin Durant moved on to Phoenix, brighter and hotter pastures in the West. But of course, they were not able to pull it out. But, he played, amazing basketball, averaging 29 points, 8.7 rebounds, and 5 assists throughout this playoffs. Anthony Davis, I believe, he was definitely the key for the Lakers this season. LeBron, of course, is always going to be a talking point. But if Anthony Davis didn't play as good as he did, the Lakers would not have gotten as far as they did. And of course, Nikola Jokic, there's nothing more to say about him. Finals MVP this year and, almost a triple-double throughout the whole season. So, yeah, these are my 10 top 5 players for East and West. And I'm not sure what you guys think about that. Happy to have a chat about it, but that's what I.
Well, Alister, yesterday when I left out Bam Adebayo in our discussion, you were the first one to correct me. So what happened today?
Well, Bam Adebayo, like I said, he was on the outside looking in. He was my 6th pick, which I know is a cheat. He should have been in there, especially for Giannis potentially. But I just think when we look at just the comparison of their games, I still think that Bam elevated throughout the finals, but he was kind of still a bit average, and Jimmy took much of the load throughout getting up to the finals. So I still kind of give the edge a little bit to Giannis, even though he was ousted in the first round. It probably disqualifies him. But Bam Adebayo was right there. He was definitely the 6th of the outside looking in.
We didn't see it though. But Alister, as usual, it has been a pleasure. I know we'll talk again for the next season, or maybe we can find some NBA segments just so you join us. Thank you so much. We'll talk again soon.
Memphis Grizzlies, Ja Morant, Victor Wembanyama. There's so much to talk about during the offseason, so I'm here whenever you guys need.
Thanks so much. Alister Albert there, as you know, he's our NBA expert, and we'll be chatting with him again very, very soon. Let's take a break. We'll be right back.